international counterparts in tackling cybercrime that transcends national borders. Cooperation on a global scale is vital, as cyber criminals often operate in a highly interconnected and globalized digital environment. The law imposes strict penalties and provides guidelines for sentencing cyber criminals. It ensures that punishments are proportional to the severity of the crimes committed, thus serving as a strong deterrent. Conversely, the law also promotes the implementation of robust security protocols, comprehensive training programs, and widespread awareness campaigns to foster responsible digital practices and protect against cyber threats. Cyber criminals often exploit jurisdictional boundaries, making it challenging to bring them to justice. Therefore, international collaboration is crucial in investigating and apprehending offenders across borders. This concern has been duly addressed in the proposed law. Great optimism that this public hearing will mark a turning point in our cyber journey. I hereby declare this public hearing open in the name of Almighty God. May God bless you.
Thank you very much. Seeing of the rest of this exercise item on the program, so you're welcome at the extreme. Recognize you, sir. Distinguished Senator Tony Nwoye of National Security and Intelligence is also the sponsor, the real reason why we are gathered here today.
Every representatives of the Senate. Two, I would also like to commend my distinguished colleague, Senator Shuaibu Afolabi, Salisu, Chairman of the Senate Committee on ICT and Cybersecurity, who provided collaboration opportunities between the two committees to work in synergy in line with the directives of the Senate President. This gesture ensures a harmonious stakeholders consultative process being the lead Senate committee with oversight on the ICT and cybersecurity. Three, the initial proposal for the amendment initiated is seeking amendment to the Cyber Crimes Prohibition, Prevention, ETC Act 2015 to help address specific critical gaps in the Act and realign and reposition the nation towards effectively implementing the national cybersecurity programs. Four, Cybercrime Act 2015 provides the legal framework for the coordination, enforcement, and implementation of the National Cybersecurity Policy and Strategy. Critical information infrastructures, protections, substantive and procedural legal measures on enforcement of directives on cybersecurity breaches, reporting, investigation of cyber attacks and cybercrime incidences, and prosecution of offenders for deterrence purposes. 5. The paucity of funds and non-prioritization of national cybersecurity program is becoming a major impediment to national security efforts, and this critical challenge is inimical to national survival. 6. For instance, the complexity in interpreting the applying certain provisions of the Cybercrime Act 2015 has stifled national cybersecurity efforts in the face of well-organized cyber syndicates and adversaries. 7. Prioritization of funding cybersecurity should be a matter of national urgency in the same category as the National Food Security Emergency recently declared by His Excellency President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. If the National Cybersecurity Program is not effectively funded, rest assured the gains of digital economy will be defeated. 8. In a special consideration by the Senate recently, the committee is seeking urgent legislative intervention to address this critical challenge, to empower, strengthen the nation to have a sustainable funding mechanism, among other legal frameworks. 9. The intervention seeks to enhance the nation's capability to assess, update, implement, and advance the security of national critical economic infrastructure and protect the nation's cyberspace across all cybersecurity domains. 10. The committee rationale and national security imperative on the amendment are due to the clarion call of drawing the attention of the Senate to the poor funding and the disruptive impact of the current and emerging existential cyber threats against national security and critical economic infrastructure. 11. The protection, security, and sustainability of Nigeria's active engagement in cyberspace depends on the readiness to fund and diversify the cybersecurity engagement roadmap envisioned by the current administration and the National Cybersecurity Policy and Strategy. 12. The alarming exploitation and growing widespread of cybersecurity instances across the sectors call for the nation to review the country's law, realign legislative amendment with the current national security objectives and the dynamic reality of continuously and persistently protecting digital economic infrastructure. Nigeria's cyber threat profile extends far beyond cybercrime, with over 7 major cyber threats classified under the National Cybersecurity Strategy. The Office of the National Security Advisor (ONSA), as a coordinating body for all security and law enforcement agencies, has been providing support, interagency cooperation, and synergy to address the multifaceted cyber threats and to secure and protect our nation's cyberspace. The Office of the NSA undertook bold steps in developing the cybersecurity roadmap for the country that provided the most needed direction for the Nigeria's national cybersecurity program. 14. The nation's national philosophy should shift to conscious national funding, empowering, strengthening, and advancing the national cybersecurity program in line with the extant national security strategy and digital economy policies, and appropriate international treaties and conventions such as African Union Malawi 2014 and EU Budapest Convention 2004, seek where such treaty meets our national interests. 15. For instance, recently African countries, in collaboration with the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA, on the 23rd and 24th of March 2024, convened the first African Summit on cybersecurity in Lomé and agreed to a Lomé Declaration on cybersecurity and fight against cybercrime and related conflicts and crisis 2022. 16. The declaration expressed African government's commitment to establishing a framework for cybersecurity, including the creation of authorities, structures, capacities, and funding dedicated to cybersecurity. Without an adequate and dedicated fund mechanism, implementing the National Cybersecurity Program will remain a mirage and ineffective. 17. Another major shift is redefining the nation's Cybercrime Act 2015 to a more resilient cybersecurity capability. This is urgent and critically important. The nation needs to refocus on building strong domestic cybersecurity, advancement in cyber counter-extremism measures, enhance cyber intelligence to boost the nation's cyber defense and cyber offensive capabilities, and R&D diversification with innovation in an emerging AI-powered cyber environment is urgently critical to our survival resolution. 18. If we must survive as a nation, the current weak approach to enforcing national cybersecurity regime must be examined and prioritized among other considerations. Currently, the EFCC, ICPC, NIFDA, CBN, and Nigeria Police funding concentrate on fighting cybercrime activities based on their limited acts. 19. Despite having a robust national cybersecurity program with a well-defined implementation roadmap, the nation is helpless in moving forward due to these gaps in cybercrime act provision, many of which are ambiguous in interpretations and applications. 20. Our legislative imperative and commitment demand that we prioritize our intervention in line with the collective interest of the nation and international good practice that align with the national cybersecurity philosophy to protect, defend, and advance the nation's cyberspace security with legal commitment. 21. In this regard, I call on the stakeholders to provide helpful inputs and proactive solutions considering the urgency and dynamic nature of a well-funded national cybersecurity. Therefore, it is hoped that the outcome of this public hearing will help us achieve our collective objective of why we are here today. 23. Finally, as cybersecurity stakeholders, we have to create our message of influence because security is a culture and you need to be part of that security culture. Let's face it, the future is now. We are already living in a cyberspace, so we need to stop ignoring it or pretending that it's not affecting us. We need to protect our cyberspace, and funding is the key. 24. On behalf of the Senate and distinguished colleagues, I express my deep appreciation to the leaders and the representatives of the MDS at the federal and state level, businesses, chambers of industry, non-governmental organizations, professional bodies, captain of industries, professional thoughts, leaders, and other stakeholders, members of the public present here today. I also want to sincerely thank and appreciate the National Security Advisor for the relentless cooperation. I assure you all that your memorandum will be duly considered by the Joint Committee in the nation's best interest. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you for listening.
The Chairman, Senate Committee on National Security and Intelligence, Senator Buba Umar. Just before His Excellency takes his leave, I'd like to recognize another member of this committee, as the Senate leader takes his leave to go back to plenary to continue with the business.